Hey everybody, welcome back to Star Wars Battlefront 2. We're playing on the original one this time, because Classic Collection is a hot mess, and I wanted to do a little bit of strategy explanation. I do a lot of videos on this game, and I don't explain where my thought process is for a lot of stuff very often, so I wanted to do that a little bit. This video specifically is about space combat, and yeah, honestly, there's a lot to it. There's several different strategies. It's a pretty simple game, honestly. It's not that complicated, but going into instant action just to kind of get a feel for it. There's several different. Obviously, there's the two eras. You know, you have the Clone Wars and the Galactic Civil War. Some of these maps are only available in some of those ones. So like Space Felucia is only Galactic Civil War, or only Clone Wars. Sorry. Hoth is only Galactic Civil War. Kashyyyk is only Clone Wars. Mygeeto is Clone Wars. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. That's Space Yavin. So that one's Galactic Civil Wars. Yeah. Several. Each one has its own thing, and all that relates to is the layout of the map and the background planet. There's really no difference. So each one has a different layout. So Space Felucia, let's go into that just to start off. It's Clone Wars. In Galactic Conquest, here, I'll pause this. In Galactic Conquest, whenever you come across a space battle, it will choose a random formation of ships from these select maps. So Space Felucia is this layout here, kind of offset nose to nose with two frigates. Get into a bomber so I can just kind of explore it a little bit here. I was also having a problem recently with the audio being a little high. There we go. Alright, so you get in your ship. Let's say you're playing a Galactic Conquest. You spawn into this formation here. Right? So you have your main Venator, and then your two Acclimator assault ships, and then the two Banking Clan ships, and the Invisible Hand, whatever that is. Your first of all, your objective here is to get 180 points before the enemy does, and that could be kills, that could be destroying the frigates like this. Get out of here before I get shot to pieces. So yeah, 180 points for each one. A fighter, if I can actually kill this guy, he died anyway. A fighter's worth 4 points. You know, so your first strategy here, and in space battle, you could do this, is dogfighting. And for that, I recommend either the basic fighter, like the ARC-170, or the Republic Starfighter, which is the Jedi Interceptor. Good ship-to-ship vehicles. You know, they're not very good against capital ships or whatever, you know, so you could, that is one strategy. You could do Starfighter to Starfighter, and it takes a while, but you could get to 180 points before your enemy does. The next strategy is destroying everything they have, basically. You go in, you destroy the frigates, you go in, oh, there's a gunship right there. Starfighters, that's one thing we're going to mention as well. Starfighters are worth 4 points. The gunship, depending on how many people are in it, which it's going to kill itself here anyways, but that's fine. Oh, maybe not. A gunship is dependent on how many people are in it. Like in this case, I got 5 kills out of that because there were 5 droids inside. I got 13 points for it, so not too bad. Those are your high-value targets. They're slow. They have secondary guns that can shoot you a little bit. They're not too bad. Anyway, yeah, so that's Starfighter. The second strategy is destroy everything they've got. So destroying their frigates. This is typically the one that I go for. There's a variation on this one that I'll do here in a little bit. But you destroy one of those, gives you. I got a lot of points for that. I'm not sure why I got so many points for that. Typically, will give you like 18 points. So you destroy all of those, and then you knock down the enemy shields. And from there is where the real space actually comes in, the ship-to-ship combat. Each ship has 5 weak points. There we go. Let's turn around and look at those. So you got, on the droid ship at least, you got your 2 engines here. You got the sensor relay here. You've also got the command bridge, which some people, well, at least I thought when I was a kid, that the command bridge is up here. That is not correct. In this game, the command bridge is right here. It's this thing. So once the shields are down, you just knock that thing out, and you do pretty good. Your communications array is right there. Just kind of moving quick here so I don't get killed. And then the last one is the life support, which is this thing. It's always on the bottom of the ship. Yeah, so if you knock all those out, it should be another 18 points for each. And it's not too bad. Usually doing that will not win the battle for you. You might have to kill some more starfighters or go inside the hangar and kill some more guys. You know, it's not too difficult to figure out. So I'm going to kill this next frigate here. Hopefully before I get killed. Oh my goodness. Bombers are technically the best one, honestly. I like them just in general, but if you're doing ship-to-ship combat like this, their main weapons like this are usually slow, but they pack a lot of heat if you can actually get the hit. And then obviously bombs, you know, they're really useful for destroying those things. So you get 18 points there, you get 5 kills from those. The next strategy, this is typically the one that I'll do. So let's respawn here. I will go die like that. And oh my gosh, I just fell all the way to the surface. So you spawn in, and you'll pick any ship, really. A fun way to do this is with the LAAT gunship, and the Rebels have the same ship as well, but if you just get whatever gunship your team has, you'll jump in, and you'll just speed to the enemy ship. If you want to wait for a second until the AIs actually fill up the spots on this thing, that's possible as well. An alternative to that is that when you land this thing, it serves as a spawn point itself. So if you can land it in the enemy hangar, you can actually spawn off of it. You can spawn AIs off of it until it's destroyed, which it rarely is unless the droids are sitting there for a significantly long time shooting at it. I just took a rocket from my own guy there. That was horrible. Anyway, yeah, so you'll fly into the enemy hangar, and you'll just pick a place to land. When you're landing, make sure that you are the last person out. If you're not the last person out, there's another AI inside. If you jump out, the enemies will jump up and try to take off with it. Or your guys will take off with it. Usually will crash it. It's very, very strange. So you jump out, and then from there, you're all just respawn again. Oof, heart attack. From there, you can go up, and then you can spawn off of that exact ship that you just put into the enemy hangar. And then you can run around and shoot your guys all you want, and then you also can spawn AIs off of it, so clones will start spawning there as well. So once you're inside this thing, you run into this little back room here, and watch out for these ceiling turrets here, they're kind of annoying. This little pillar right here, come on. There we go. So this little pillar here is the auto defense mainframe. Plant a time bomb on it. And kill its friend. While you're at it, place in a second time bomb on it. You don't want this thing to wake up. There you go. So destroy that. When that is destroyed, there we go. When that is destroyed, the auto turrets that were shooting at me outside the ship, suddenly those things cease firing. There's nothing left. Which, when you're doing Space Battle and Galactic Conquest in particular, is very good because your AIs are no longer getting shot out of the sky except by other starfighters. It's very, very useful. So that as soon as I usually do that first. Like as soon as I start a space battle, I will jump into a ship, fly over here, and I won't even take out their shields first. I'll just jump in, I'll take out their auto defense mainframe, and suddenly they can't shoot back off of their main ship. The frigates can still shoot those, so most of the time I'll destroy those before I, go in and cause a problem. But yeah, because once you destroy the frigates and that auto defense mainframe, their main ships cannot fire back. Second thing here inside is the life support system. So one of those weak points that you saw outside the ship, it has an internal point as well. So if you destroy this with 3 time bombs,
life support, score 1 for the Republic.
And we ended the match there, but you destroy that, it destroys that weak point, regardless of what the level of the shields are. Okay, so let's restart this again. So I'm going to do an exact replica of what I normally do on this layout as Republic. So I'll spawn in as a pilot, and I'll explain that later. You'll get into this and keep hitting the get in button. And you can see up to the left there, 3 clones did jump in. So 2 of those guys are doing the laser cannons off the side of this thing. One of them's a passenger. And then you'll just speed over to their hangar. Most of the time I will take these things out. I'm not going to do that today. But typically I won't actually waste the time with getting those guys into the gunship. I'll take a bomber myself and then rush over here, destroy those things, and then jump in, destroy all the internal systems, and then move on with my life. I just think it's kind of fun making the AIs bored with you. It's pretty fun. But because they won't do that themselves. That's the real problem with the space battle in this, and it's why I don't pick the Space Marine unit when I'm playing Galactic Conquest, because that guy is only really good for boarding actions, which your AIs never do. The pilot figure actually has a auto regen effect for your vehicle, so as long as you're a pilot and you're inside this vehicle, it'll continue to regen itself. If you can have that going for your AIs, who are also pilots in Galactic Conquest, why would you not have all of your starfighters have a back-to-tank speed? Just inherently, it's awesome. Whereas you could have the Space Marine works, the AIs, and that trooper is really only good for doing or repelling boarding actions, and the AIs never do that. So that's why I typically have, I never buy that one for Galactic Conquest, and I only stick with the pilot. So anyway, yeah, so you jump in here. It's a particularly populated room. That's not good. If you need some health, just go to the side that has the health droid. Just kind of hide in this corner, and you can get health through the wall. That's a little trick I picked up when I was a kid. This place is a bloodbath. Another reason this does not work on Classic Collection is the pistol is currently bugged, so it does a lot less damage than it should. And they'll technically work, but it's just a pain in the butt trying to actually do kills. There's so many of these guys in here right now. Oh my gosh. So what we're going to do is we're going to plant that. If you can get a second one out before you die, that's great. If not, that's fine. I died there, that's fine. So we took a droid with us. And you'll switch over to the enemy ship. You can spawn your guy right on top of the hangar. Hopefully more of those droids will start coming out here and they won't actually cause much of a problem for everybody, but let's see. Alright, so let's finish this thing off. Grab that health pack or ammo pack before we blow up. It disappeared. That was a little close. Let's get another bomb. So their auto turret defenses are down. Looks like their shields are still up, and you can tell because the little outline of, and this is slightly bugged up Classic Collection, which is another reason this just sucks. What the? That guy's invisible. That was weird. Don't see that very often. Okay. So those little icons on the top right of the ships, if they're glowing blue around the edges, it means the shields are taking damage. So that means the shields are still up, obviously. So you can still destroy the life support systems on the inside. Kind of like this. And boom, there goes the life support system. So you see that icon winked off on the upper right thing there on the enemy ship. So what we're going to do, and you have a fusion cutter as the pilot as well, which is really nice. You can put the health droid back up, get some ammo health, and the last, well, there's a couple more things here, really. If you get enough kills with this thing, you also get a bonus pistol, which I will do another video, another 101 about, but we'll get to that. The other thing to do in here Oh, that guy's shooting the wall. Is you jump into this room here, and these are the engine cooling tanks for the engines, obviously. So you go in here, plant 3-time bombs. This is typically the order I do it into, just to save time, and I don't die that way. Wait, and they run out of there, they explode.
Their engines have been destroyed.
Destroy that guy, got War Hero off of that, that's pretty nice. Run out here, get some health ammo again. Depending on the timing, and you can really just do this whenever you want. I will always destroy the auto defense mainframe first, but just so your starfighters start taking the damage off of it. At the beginning of the match, while the shields are still up, this thing will be still normal. Their shields are down right now as it's destroyed, but you can come in here, and if you plant 4-time bombs, you can destroy their shields from inside. And their shields will go down a lot earlier than they normally would, and you guys can start pounding the outside of the ship. Very useful, specifically if you're playing with other people, but because your AIs don't do a whole lot to the damage points anyway. But if I've come across situations where I've come in, I've destroyed all these systems, the shields are still up, and I'm like, what the heck? What are my guys doing? So I run in here, destroy this, and then I run outside and then destroy all the rest of the weak points from outside. Because the nice thing about this is you can leave your gunship in the hangar, and it'll continue churning out clone troopers just over and over again. It's pretty nice. So you're constantly getting just hand-to-hand kills in here, and it kind of prevents a lot of the enemy starfighters from coming out of the ship. But what you can do is you can just jump into one of their ships and fly out. Check the map there a little bit, see what's left. So in this case, there we go. The frigates are still up, so we're just going to kind of put an end to that. So we're only 1 point away from winning. So now what I'm able to do, now that the shields are down, a couple of them are destroyed, I can start taking shots at the rest of their weak points on the ship. So that is that strategy. You go in, you kind of cripple them pretty much, and then you're pretty much close to the end anyway. So you just might as well go out, get a couple starfighter kills, get a weak point kill, and you've pretty much won. All right, so we're pretty much done with Space Felucia here. I'm going to go on to the other maps, the other layouts, and see what we can do there. So Space Felucia, Space Hoth, is the first Galactic Conquest one, or not Galactic Conquest, Galactic Civil War one that we're doing here. We got Space Kashyyyk, and we'll just kind of run through all of these. Space Mygeeto, which is my favorite one. Space Tatooine, just another Galactic Civil War. Space Yavin, another Galactic Civil War. Okay. I think that's all of them, yes. All right, so we're going into that. Space Hoth. This is the first one. It is Galactic Civil War. So the Galactic Civil War capital ships are significantly larger than the Clone Wars ones. We're going to go in as Empire here. Strategies are the same. They're nose-to-nose in this one, so strategies are the same pretty much. You go in as pilot, and you pick the TIE Bomber. It's usually way over here. You jump in, and you got 2 frigates. There, the nose-to-nose is basically the same map as the other one, but the ships are much, much larger. So you get your Star Destroyer, and the principle's the same. You have the 5 weak points, you have the shields, and you kind of just run in here. So on this layout, the cool thing about the Galactic Civil War maps is the Rebels have different types of frigates, depending on what the map is you're doing. And if you're doing a Galactic Civil War, Galactic Conquest, it'll be the same thing as that other one. It'll pick one of these ship layouts to kind of do. It'll always be random, which is really brilliant. But yeah, for most of the, I think all of the capital ships, they always have these other hangars on the other side. They're always locked. Would be cool if you could go through the entire ship and explore, kill all the rebels, but that's alright. Take what we can get. So you destroy that. Got 21 points for that. I don't know why. You get around 20 every time. Well, the shields are still up, same as usual, so what you'll do is just kind of switch over here. Another thing to pay attention to as well is these heavy turrets. They are, at least on most of these maps, like he's trying to shoot me now, but most of these maps, they are shooting straight at the command bridge of the opposing ship. And they're usually what ends up knocking out the shields on your ship. Is those giant cannons. So if you can destroy those pretty early on, helps your ship stay intact longer. So shields are down, that doesn't really matter. But yeah, if you can destroy those early on while you're coming in here, it's usually right around the hangar. Saves your guys a lot of time. So you run in here, same layout as every other command, the command ships. Destroy the auto defense mainframe. For some reason, the auto defense mainframe does not affect these ones. So even if this is auto turret, it only affects the auto turrets on the outside of the ship, which is a real shame. But they're easy to kill. So you basically do the same thing. I'm gonna get a couple more. Kill that guy. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna run in here. For some reason, the heavy turrets on the allied ships are just completely worthless for the most part, unless you're rebels. The rebels one seems to work really well. This is the shield generator. If you can come in here and plant 4 of these things, so you can only carry 3, so you're gonna have to go back out and get more before it. And keep in mind as well that they're still pounding the shields outside as well, so this thing might go down before you actually destroy it. But either way, you're destroying the shields. It doesn't really matter how it's done. So pick up 1 bomb and then you just run back in there. As far as I'm aware, this still applies to Classic Collection, but so much is broken in that game, I would not trust that this is all the same. So there, you destroyed the shields. Someday they'll announce it. But there we go. So yeah, their shields are down, so now you guys are able to start hitting the actual ship itself, which is kind of nice because we're already inside and we can start hitting them from the inside. Kind of like this. These battles are pretty quick.
Stormtrooper!
Stormtrooper! It's kind of funny sometimes because every once in a while an AI will just kind of wander in here and get nuked by one of these things as it goes off. I don't know why they decide to walk straight towards it, but it happens.
Their engines have been
I
destroyed.
feel like the droids do that a lot more than everybody else. Fun thing about this little terminal here is this piece was actually used in Renegade Squadron too, which is one of the PSP Battlefront games that never came to console that I played on, and I'm currently playing on the channel actually. So if you guys are interested in that, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to get notified when they come out. I'm playing Elite Squadron afterward.
Our sensors array has been destroyed.
Alright, so you come back out here. We didn't destroy everything in here, I don't
Their bridge
think,
has been destroyed.
because they're doing quite a bit of damage already. Another fun thing to do in the hangar as well is if you have time bombs, you just kind of wait for AIs to get into ships and then you plant bombs on them. And then a lot of times, because it's really fun to do it right before they take off, and you just kind of watch as they get nuked out in space. So little fun things. You can get starfighter kills just on foot. It's kind of fun. This one just got in. And kaboom! You got 4 points for that because it's a starfighter. And yeah. So another thing to do as well is to just jump out. I'm not gonna do that guy right now. Well, maybe. We need the points. Looks like they haven't even touched this one yet. So this is the normal starfighter. It doesn't do a whole lot against the enemies. So I don't know why this guy is shooting at me right now. The auto turret system's down. That's weird. But yeah, Starfighter is pretty self-explanatory. You can lock onto enemies, and if you lock on and then you kind of point at them until that little other reticle turns red, your bombs will actually lock onto them as a starfighter. The bomber bombs do not. They're just, you know, out and down for some reason, even though we're in space. Just a little quirk. Yeah, pretty much all of the ships can actually do some damage to these pretty well. Oh no. But again, the bomber really is the best. The Imperial Marine, or any of the Marine class enemies. So the pilot has a pistol, a fusion cutter, and a time bomb. This guy is the assault class on steroids. So basically, he's got the normal E11 Starfighter. Wow, the normal E11 blaster. Which honestly, I think the fire rate's turned up on this thing because it's crazy. He also has 4 grenades, and that's it for secondary. But then the secondary weapon is a rocket launcher, so you can just destroy a normal starfighter in one shot with this thing. It's amazing. But then you also have this, and then, well, I have the upgraded weapon as well, but we'll get to that in another video. So, that's about it for this. I am going to go into the other map layouts as well, and then also play this space overview thing that they have in the game as well, just to get a fully rounded lecture on this whole thing, I guess. You got Space Kashyyyk. Let's try that out. This is a different layout from the original Clone Wars one that we did. Going in as Republic. This one is the broadside map. So basically there's one of each capital ship. We'll get into the Starfighter class for Republic, which is the ARC 170. And then there's only 1 frigate per team on this one, and they are in range of each other. So they're just sitting right there. And the hangar's just right here. This one's pretty similar to the Renegade Squadron space battle ones, where just kind of hangar to hangar like that. You just fly in and out. But yeah, this layout's fun. It shows up a lot in Galactic Conquest. It's definitely a lot shorter, just because there's a lot less here. The enemies are a lot closer together. Like, if any of your starfighters come in here, the flak from these things is just crazy. This fire here, all these turrets that are shooting at you, these are what you turn off by destroying the auto turret mainframe inside. They're not being too bad today, but they do a lot of damage. The AIs fly kind of slow, so they take a lot of damage from that, and they get killed a lot. So if you can destroy those early on, that's definitely the thing to do. So that is Kashyyyk. Let's see what else we got here. Space Mygeeto, which is the most intense one. This is my favorite one. It's also a Clone Wars map. So Space Mygeeto is just the best one, honestly. You can spawn in like normal. Let me get in this. This one is crazy. So this one has 3 frigates per team on top of the kind of nosed-in layout of the command ships. The upper 2 frigates do not have turrets on them, either one of them, but they move around the map, which is pretty cool. So another little strategy that I have here is I like to come up to the Republic one, that's as Republic obviously, come up to the Republic one, and just kind of hover over the top of it as it's moving, just kind of move real slow. Because eventually, as you watch the map here, it will circle over the top of the enemy command ship. So this basically shields you from all of the flak that's coming after you from the command ship and both of those frigates over there. And affords you a couple of starfighter kills while you're waiting. This one makes it very, very easy to get into the enemy hangar, even though this map is just chaos. We're kind of turning in there, and the droid ship kind of does this as well, but it circles around the backside of the Venator class ship, as you can see way over there. So you can kind of do this as separatists as well. So as this thing is kind of moving around here, it kind of just noses right in. So yeah, looks like the droid one's doing the same thing, so it just flies right over the top of it. So you can just kind of hover over the top of it. And then as it gets close, you can kind of zip around just like they do in the beginning of Episode 3 and just fly straight down, and then here you are right at the enemy hangar. Hopefully you don't get destroyed on the way. And then same thing as usual. So, nice fun little way to destroy this one, using the same strategy as the other one, just a little bit different. And hope you guys have fun with that one, because this is my favorite map by far. Alright, so the other ones... And again, in Galactic Conquest, they are, if you're playing like Rebels and Empire or any of the Clone Wars stuff, they will be picking, if you hit a space battle, it will be picking a random one out of all of this. Out of all of these layouts. So the space battles do get a little monotonous in Galactic Conquest, but it's not too bad compared to all the rest of these. So we got 2 more. Just because it's setting up different layouts each time. So Space Tatooine. But this is... It's a little bit off, but this is the Galactic Civil War version of the broadside map. Frigates. This one's a lot bigger, obviously, so the ships are a lot bigger. You have 2 frigates on each team, and I think I was talking about earlier, the Rebels have the Corellian corvettes on this one instead of the big transport ships. So, nice little world building there. Those heavy turrets, let's see if we can see what they're shooting at. So our big ones are shooting at them. The green ones look like they're shooting back at each other. Interesting. So most of the time, see how that's flaming up there? Most of the time, the heavy turrets are going to be shooting, the enemy heavy turrets are going to be shooting right at that thing. And for some reason, the shields go down super quick when they do it. So keep an eye on that. If you can destroy both of those heavy turrets early on, definitely do it. Looks like the AI turrets are doing the same thing. They're just kind of shooting at each other right now. But yeah, so this is a fun map as well. Lots of flak coming into this one because you're getting shot at from all directions. The fun thing with the bombers is you can actually hit the starfighters with it if you're careful. Pretty fun. Alright, so let's see if we can get out of here without dying. So if you look closely at the health bar, like I was talking about earlier, the pilot class has an auto regen feature on it. And that's why I like having all of my guys have the pilot class, because it auto regenerates your ship. You know, if they take a couple of shots, they somehow get away, they're still regenerating health, and they can still be in the fight. They're not going into the next fight pretty much dead. The interesting thing with most of the ship's engines are like the same. Like the droid one has those 2 ones that are right next to each other. Vendor has like 4 around the backs, and then the Imperial Star Destroyer has like 3 or something like that. The Rebel one's a lot different. It has these 2 ones on the side, on both sides. I'll show you those. So you got the dual engines on either side, but then in order to actually destroy the engines, and you get points for all of these, in order to get points for the actual engines, you have to destroy all 4 of these as well. These ones are individual ones as well, so destroy all 8 engines, and that will count as the engine's weak point being fully destroyed. Or you can just go in and destroy the fuel tanks, and it just destroys the whole thing all at once. So, nice little tip. So yeah, that is Space Tatooine. And then the last one that we're going to be doing today, Space Yavin. Alright, so this one is kind of a ramming thing for the Rebels. The command ships never actually move. They're always static, but it's kind of fun just seeing what the layout is. This one you can jump straight out into it. Looks like there's only 1 frigate per team on this one, and it is the Corellian Corvette way up there versus the Imperial one, which is the Victory 2 class frigate right there. Another thing with space combat controls, you have, and I'm sure tooltips in Classic Collection will explain this as well, but you do have these evasive maneuvers. So on the original Xbox, it was pressing the B button twice and then a direction with the left stick. So B up is this. BB left, or right is this. BB left is this one. BB down is this. But then if you also press just normal B in a direction, just once, you're moving in the same direction and you can just dodge stuff. So if you see, periodically an enemy will shoot homing rockets at you. If you press, it'll come up with like, let's see if I can get it back. Sure. It'll come in, it'll give you like a distance as it's closing in or something like that. As soon as you see that, or well, maybe not as soon as you see it, but like once it gets down to like 100, 150 or something like that, you do one of those maneuvers and typically the rockets will completely go right around you. So let's see if I can get that to actually happen on here. Of course, now that I'm trying to make it happen, it's not going to happen at all, but we'll see what we can do. Oh, I got that guy. Wow. Alright, so we're just going to kind of cause some havoc until one of those guys actually locks onto us. It happens quite often, so I'm hoping it'll actually work this time. Just need to piss off one of these starfighter types. The bombers, like the Y-Wings, can't do it. But the X-Wings, A-Wings, all those guys can. There's Y-Wings everywhere out here. Alright, so they're down there. It says incoming missile. Gets down to a really low number like that, and you just do it. Kind of failed there, but that's alright. Because I was messing around with the lock-on mechanic. But, yeah, so you can actually dodge rockets by doing that. So, alright, so that pretty much wraps up what I have to say about this. Let's see what the game has to say about this. So we have the space overview option right here. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that's in Classic Collection, unless they screwed that up too. But it's
welcome to Space Combat Training, Cadet.
It's basically a whole video about this whole thing.
If you hope to return in one piece, you'd better know the basics of starfighter control. Your cruiser is under attack. Jump into any starfighter and launch from the hangar. Use the throttle to accelerate through space, or to slow down as you approach a hangar. Time is of the essence, so all ships are equipped with a boost for a burst of speed. Don't let the enemy get away. Activate target tracking to follow their movements. They can run, but they can't hide. The distance indicator will tell you how far away the enemy is and whether they're above or below you. Clever pilots always lock on to the enemy. Missiles will seek a locked target. This is the best way to dispatch your foe. Use bombers wisely to disable enemy shields and other hard targets along the exterior. Land in the enemy hangar to attack where they're most vulnerable. Take them by surprise by bringing a squad of reinforcements in your transport. Your snub fighters are no match for the might of a fully armed capital ship. Crafty pilots will even the odds with a bit of sabotage. Strike the key systems from within. A time bomb or rocket will make short work of those targets. Now you know what it takes to survive in space. For further instruction in the cockpit and a taste of real combat, play Rise of the Empire. Good luck, Cadet, and may the Force be with you.
All right, so there is the official tutorial of this whole thing. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully it helps you newcomers to Battlefront with the Classic Collection or whatever you guys end up doing. So yeah, if you guys liked it, leave a like. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to get notified when the next video comes out. I haven't decided what the next one-on-one video is going to be, but it'll be something on here in Battlefront 2, so stay tuned for that. If you guys would like to join the Discord server, the link is down in the description, and I will see you guys next time.